Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and the newest game mode for Classic Warcraft just went live this week, with the Season of Discovery finally open for us to dive into. Normally on this channel we like to focus on retail WoW content, but the newest Classic Plus mode got me intrigued after its announcement during this year's BlizzCon. Part of the seasonal content is an introduction to new class runes, which help you augment your playstyle with passive and active abilities. These runes can either mimic some of the class favorite abilities which were introduced within later expansions, but other runes offer brand new gameplay options, like a new tanking role for rogues, warlocks, and shamans, and even a healing playstyle for the class of Mage. Part of the fun of Season of Discovery is the search for these runes, some of which drop from chests or from rare foes, but others can be unlocked through secret quests and other open world objectives. Having certain runes early on though can greatly increase your leveling speeds within the newest season. So in this video I wanted to go over some of my most recommended runes for you to pick up during the early few levels to make it that much quicker. This video will contain some spoilers on how to unlock certain runes though, so if you want to keep the wonder of discovery to yourself, then you may want to skip out on this guide. Otherwise, before we dive into the Season of Discovery video, most of you guys watching videos on this channel are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do, so let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight 10.2 or even potentially more Classic Plus Season of Discovery content. Let's go over all of the classes in an alphabetical order, starting off with the Druid. The very first rune that's recommended for druids to pick up is the Fury of Stormrage, which is a very basic starter rune that every druid acquires once they reach a certain level. For Alliance druids, they will simply have to complete a druid quest once they hit level 4, while Horde druids will have to loot a chest inside of the Brambleblade Ravine. The Fury of the Stormrage is a fantastic rune that's going to be core to any caster leveling build. With this rune, the ability of Wrath loses any mana cost, and Wrath even allows you Healing Touch to sometimes become an instant cast ability, which greatly boosts your performance within the early few levels. But those of you looking to level as a melee feral druid will want to pick up the rune of Mangle. To get the rune of Mangle, you want to first get your hands on the Idol of Ursine Rage. So far, it seems that the idol has a random chance to drop from just about every enemy within the starting Tauren and the Night Elf zones. However, Alliance players may have a higher chance to drop the item by slaying a Rageclaw found inside of the Benethil Hollow next to Dalaran in Teldrassil. Once you obtain the idol, you first need to pass a Rage challenge, where you need to maintain over 50 Rage for 60 seconds after unlocking your bear form. And once you obtain the ability of Mangle, Feral and Bear form leveling becomes that much easier. Next, we have the class of Hunter, where a lot of players have been recommending picking up the Explosive Shot rune. Only certain enemies can drop this Explosive Shot rune. For dwarves, you'll want to look out for Egan the Howler, which is a rare in Dumbarrow. Night Elf players can slay Rageclaw in the Benethil Burrow. Orc and Troll players can get theirs by slaying Sarkoth within the starting zone, and Tauren have Arachea, found circling near Thunderbluff in Mulgore. Explosive Shot essentially replaces your Arcane Shot, dealing far better competitive damage though on a shorter cooldown, but the damage itself is more than enough for some of the early few levels. Another rune that's recommended for hunters to pick up is the Beast Mastery rune. Alliance players can kill gore tusks within Westfall to get their haunches, and they'll be able to bait out a Silver Spur out near the Coyote dwelling found near the coast of Westfall. Horde players, however, will have to travel to Silverpine Forest to slay grizzled ferocious bears until a grizzled protector spawns within the local area. Slay the protector and then get yourself the Beast Mastery rune. The Beast Mastery rune simply enhances the output of your pet, making them tankier and a lot more ferocious, which allows you the perfect companion for the early few levels. Next, we have the class of Mage, where it is first recommended for you to obtain the Burnout rune as soon as possible. Dwarf and Gnome players will be able to find a frozen troll stuck in the middle of Golbalaw Quarry. Humans will be able to find a frozen Murloc east of the Stone Cairn Lake in Elwyn Forest, and Horde players can travel east of Razor Hill to find a frozen Makura. Free these frozen creatures out of the icy tombs using your fire spells to be able to gain the buff of burnout, which greatly enhances your critical strike chance with all spells and abilities, resulting in far faster kill speeds while questing. Another rune that's very much recommended for mages to pick up, especially if you enjoy AoE grinding, is the Living Bomb. For Alliance players, you'll want to focus on slaying Stone Splitter Seers in Loch Modan, and for Horde players, you'll want to go after the Bale Dun Dwarves found in the Southern Barrens. Out of all the classes within classic World of Warcraft, mages offer some of the best AoE grinding and leveling, and Living Bomb fits nicely into the AoE focused gameplay. The next class on the list is the Paladin, who will want to go after the rune of Crusader Strike as early as possible. The rune of Crusader Strike will be one of the very first runes that you'll be able to get for free as part of your level 4 questline. Crusader Strike offers fantastic damage output in single target, as well as a little bit of mana regen, which is a must-have during some of the early few levels. The second rune recommended for all paladins to pick up is the Horn of Lordaeron. If you travel to the tavern within the zone of Loch Modan and you head downstairs, you'll find a Libram that gives you a questline to buff 5 nearby allies. Once you do this, you get the Horn of Lordaeron, which greatly increases your agility and strength of your and your nearby allies, offering great passive damage output during some of the early few levels. Next, we have the class of Priest, where it is recommended for every priest to pick up Homunculi as soon as possible. Depending on your faction and race choice, Homunculi has a variety of different drops. For humans, you'll be able to drop it from Defias mobs found in the Stone Cairn Lake. For dwarves, you'll find Frostmane Seers and Frostmane Shadowcasters near the Shimmer Ridge. Night Elf players will want to focus on the Rascal Sprites in the Fell Rock Cave, while Undead players will want to focus on the Scarlet Warriors and Scarlet Missionaries near Soladin Farmstead, while Troll players will want to focus on the Voodoo Trolls near Zalazane. The rune of Homunculi allows you to summon Splinters of your Soul to debuff your enemies while protecting you within combat on a 2-minute cooldown. You can either use Homunculi on cooldown offensively to clear through the quest mobs faster, or save it for a defensive fight, like if you're about to encounter a powerful elite, or if you want to use it for emergency situations. Another rune that's recommended for every priest to pick up is the ability of Penance, which is awarded as one of your starter free runes as part of the priest questline. Penance is a very versatile channeled spell, which can be used to either channel damage into a foe or healing into an ally, which allows you a little bit extra flexibility when out within the open world. Up next, we have the class of Rogue, starting with the rune of Shadow Strike, which is one of the very first few runes that you'll be able to pick up for free as part of the Rogue questline. Similar to the retail version, Shadow Strike is an ability that can be used from stealth, that will teleport you straight behind the enemy target while doing a little bit of damage and generating a combo point. Shadow Strike is amazing when it comes to increasing your overall mobility, and can be used when traveling out in the open world content by shadow striking towards critters to leapfrog past them towards your next questing location. But in most cases, you'll be using this ability to quickly close the gap between you and your target safely. Another rune that's recommended for rogues to pick up is the Saber Slash ability. To get the Saber Slash rune, you'll need to sneak up and pickpocket an elite Defias scout with an escape plan buff active. If the elite is ever spooked, they'll simply disappear out of sight. This is why it is crucial for you to stay in stealth as you approach him before you're able to pickpocket them. For now, Horde players will also use the same elite Defias scout in order to be able to pick up the rune of Saber Slash, until a more convenient target can be discovered in the future. The ability of Saber Slash will simply replace your ability of Sinister Strike, offering more competitive damage as well as a bleed damage over time element that helps you take down the enemies rather quickly. Next, we have the class of Shaman, who can get the rune of Overload pretty early on as part of the level 2 questline. Overload simply increases the effectiveness of your casted damage and healing abilities, which is great and a core rune for any caster leveling build. However, another rune that's worth obtaining if you want to focus on the melee Shaman playstyle is the Dual Wield Specialization rune. You have to travel to Thunderbluff in order to loot this one and look for the bag vendor in Thunderbluff. Behind the vendor's shop will be a sneaky Tauren rogue who has a special questline for every shaman. Completing the Rogue's questline allows you to earn the Dual Wield specialization, which allows you to wield 2 one-handed weapons in each one of your hands, which allows you more auto attacks, which means more weapon swings, and overall more damage output when playing as the melee Shaman build. Next, we have the class of Warlock, and the first rune you'll want to use as soon as possible is the rune of Hunt, which is one of the easier free runes that is unlocked by completing the level 2 questline. The classic version of Hunt is an instant cast ability that deals competitive damage but will also heal you based on the damage that it deals, which is fantastic for leveling within the open world and allows Warlocks to more aggressively use the ability of Life Tap for extra mana. Another rune that's very much recommended for every Warlock to pick up is Soul Siphon. To earn the rune of Soul Siphon, you first need to use your Drain Soul spell on an innocent creature, like a critter out in the open world. And then you need to use your Soul Siphon ability against a wanted creature, which means a powerful enemy for every single starting zone. Humans can look out for Hogger, Orcs and Trolls can look out for Gaz Ooze, Undeads can look out for Maggot Eye, and Gnomes can look out for Captain Beld. The rune of Soul Siphon increases the effectiveness of your Drain Life as well as Drain Soul by an additional 6% for each one of your Warlock's damage over time effects on the target, up to a maximum of 18% additional damage. And finally, we have the class of Warrior. One of the biggest drawbacks of Warrior is the inability for you to self-heal and recover in between of combat encounters. This is why Warriors will want to prioritize the Victory Rush rune as soon as possible. Victory Rush will be looted in a chest from one of the core early zone areas and will be one of the first free runes that you'll be able to unlock during the early questing. With Victory Rush, you're able to heal yourself after slaying an enemy target, which allows you to better chain being able to go from one target to the next while questing in the open world. Another rune worth picking up early on is Frenzied Assault, especially for those of you planning to level with a two-handed weapon. To obtain the Frenzied Assault rune, you'll first need to speak to an innkeeper. For the Forsaken players, you need to speak to Penny Hawkins in the inn in Brill, who will ask you to remove Blueheart from the basement. For Orc players, you'll want to speak to Zamja in Orgrimmar, who will ask you to take out Gru Ark outside of the cooking hut. While Dwarf players will talk to Brooke Barleybeard within the Ironforge Inn, who will ask you to kill Bruard, who's standing between the door and the staircase. With the rune of Frenzied Assault, your auto attack speed increases by 20% while wielding a two-handed weapon, which allows you to deal more auto attack damage as well as generate additional rage for faster enemy takedowns. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.